you're 3-0 as a pro.
Yeah.
First, what was the thing that made you get into MMA?
It's more, I just wanted to test myself, really. I heard a few people talking about it at the time. This was years ago, and I think I've been doing MMA about 14 years now. So, me and one of my mates wanted to give it a try. Went down to a gym and tried it out. Done a class. I think end of the class, ended up popping my ankle. Took a week off, went back the following week, and kind of just went on from there, really.
Yeah. Were there any fighters that you looked at beforehand and were like,
I watched like the early UFC with like Tim Sylvia, Frank Mir, guys like that. Watched all the early stuff, but I wasn't really that much into it. I was more into it just for I more wanted to get into it just for the fitness side and that. And then the more I trained and the more I learned, the more I got into it as well. And like I started following a lot more, following certain fighters and stuff like that.
Yeah. You said the fitness side then. So what was it about that other than boxing? Because boxing is the other one that you would say for.
Yeah, I don't. To be fair, I think MMA just seemed harder for me.
Yeah.
It just seemed like a harder sport to get into. I did a little boxing before I did MMA anyway, so I kind of knew what boxing involved and stuff. But MMA just seemed a bit harder for me, and I preferred the harder challenge.
Yeah. So today, and any fighters that you look at and you think you like watching them?
Oh, there's quite a few, to be fair. The latest one is probably Khamzat Chimaev. He's flying at the moment. Not had very many fights in the UFC, but he's got a lot of hype behind him. He's a massive prospect. So, Khamzat, I'd probably say Kamaru Usman. Who else is there? Izzy, Stylebender. Quite a few of the older guys as well, the legends in the sport, Frankie Edgar and guys like Aldo. Obviously Aldo's fighting tonight. Just guys like that.
So you said you did it for 14 years. Was there a point when you were like, you decided to take it a bit more seriously?
Serious? It was more when I seen the level that my training partners were getting to. And the shows that they were getting, the exposure that they were getting, I kind of like, and just with my my coach that I'm with now, Carl Prince, he just seeing the belief that he had in me as well, kind of made me take it a bit more serious, and like and actually think to myself like I could actually do something with it, like fight on big shows and stuff like that, because I'm training with very good guys, high level guys who are in I've got training with guys that are in Bellator, guys that are in the UFC and stuff like that, and like I do well against them. So I just thought there's nothing really stopping me from competing at that level as well.
Yeah. So when I looked at like your amateur record and your professional record, I noticed you have a lot of rear naked chokes on your record. Would you say that's like your style as a martial artist? Because when I watch your fights, the commentators say you have really good hands, but on the ground you're pretty good as well. So what would you say is your?
Yeah, to be fair, I prefer striking. I'm comfortable on the ground. I think my rear naked chokes, I'm good off and getting people's backs. I'm good on when I get on someone's back, it's hard for them to get me off. So I think that's where my rear naked chokes come from. That's just one of my favourite subs to go for. Just because I've got long arms and stuff, and like I'm able to secure the back and hold it a lot tighter because I can get body triangles pretty easy. But yeah, my preferred style is probably striking. To be fair.
Yeah. So was that the thing that you picked up early when you started anyway, the striking?
Yeah, I've always had pretty quick hands and pretty decent boxing. It was just obviously adding the kickboxing into it, adding my kicks in there and stuff like that. But my boxing's probably my bread and butter. And then obviously I go down to my grappling and stuff like that. My jiu-jitsu's pretty good. It's my wrestling that I've spent more time working on, because that's where I'd lacked in the past.
Yeah. So you train at Manchester top team.
Yeah.
What's it like in there, like the atmosphere amongst all the fighters?
Yeah. To be fair, it's different to a lot of other gyms that I've been to and that I've trained at. Like our team, like we've literally got one team. Everyone helps each other out no matter what level you're at. We've got amateurs, we've got pros, we've got guys that are just getting into the sport, that have not had fights yet, that have got fights coming up, and like everyone literally works together, everyone trains together, everyone helps each other out, and that, so it's a proper team spirit in there, and a proper team in there. Like other gyms that I've been to, you have group with it, with like teams within the team. Do you know what I mean? So you'll have certain guys that all stick together within the whole team, whereas us, like, we all stick together. There's no cliques in our gym. There's no like teams within our team or anything like that. Everyone's just one, and everyone helps each other out.
Yeah. So you say it's a little bit like, don't want to say brotherhood, but you know, like when you see AK, they're quite
very much like that.
Yeah. So you fought at light welterweight for the belt in FCC.
Yeah.
Which isn't actually a weight class in MMA. It's kind of a new one. So
it's a new one. So
do you think that should be a weight class? There should be more in MMA.
Definitely should be a weight class. Yeah, there should be. There should be a light welterweight. There should be a light middleweight. Super lightweight. I think, because I think the gap in between the weight divisions is too big.
Yeah.
Because you've got the lightweights that fight at 70 kg, you've got the welterweights that fight at 77. That 7 kg is a massive jump. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got 77 to 84, which is middleweight. Do you know what I mean? That's another 7 kg jump. It's a big jump. So the need, I think, there'd be less issues and more people making weight if they had those in between weight divisions.
Yeah.
And that, like with boxing's got a lot of weight divisions and stuff. So you can have more multiple weight division champions and stuff like that. So whereas in MMA you've not got as many, because it's harder to, you've got to have a specific body type to be able to meet, be able to fight at both of the weight divisions.
Yeah. I was going to ask that, because in boxing there's like those like super middleweight, middleweight, light middleweight, but you don't really have people like suffering from weight cuts in boxing that much.
No.
So do you think it's
more in between?
Because they always, they talk about the belts in boxing, but do you feel like they should learn MMA from boxing though, in that sort of sense?
I think with the weights, definitely, yeah.
So you fought at lightweight and welterweight though. So which one is light welterweight your more preferred weight, or which out of those is
100% light welterweight's my division. Excuse me. I feel miles better fighting at light welter. Welterweight, I can diet down to welterweight without having to cut any weight. But I'm fighting much bigger guys, much stronger guys. Lightweight, I've got to really be super strict with everything, and it's a bit of a hard cut. Light welter, easy. I can make that easy, and I feel a lot better at that weight as well. So obviously with me being pro, there's no light welterweight pro division. It's only really at amateur. So if they did make a light welterweight division pro, that'd be perfect for me.
Why do you think there isn't more division in the UFC then? Or not in UFC, but just in MMA in general?
To be fair, I think obviously UFC kind of made it, was the staple of it, and everyone kind of followed suit. So I think, and because they've not changed anything, they've not added more divisions in, no one else has kind of followed suit. So I think everyone kind of uses UFC as the blueprint and follows whatever they do. So I think if the UFC was to make more divisions, then the other promotions will follow.
Because I think I remember they were talking about, a 160 division between lightweight and welterweight.
Yeah.
But Dana White said that he felt like it would mess up both of the divisions, because you'd have guys, I think, coming in. Could you see like that argument, or do you feel like it's still...
Not really. I don't think it. I think you'd have like that'll open a window there for free weight champions. You know what I mean? 3 division champions and stuff. So I feel like if he did that, he'd probably be able to make more money from them. having 3 division champions and stuff like that. Obviously, you've got the thing you have, divisions being held up and stuff like that. But I think if they followed more of a boxing blueprint and transition that to MMA, I reckon it could work.